What's going on, folks? It's Nick with the Hungry Handgunner. So today I've actually got something not super tactical, not super crazy, and not very expensive to shoot, believe it or not. So what I've got out here today is the Heritage Manufacturing Rough Rider. Now this is a single action 6-shot revolver chambered in 22 long rifle. This particular one also came with a 22 Magnum cylinder. And I'm only going to be doing half a review for you guys today because number one, I really haven't shot much 22 mag through it. Number two, I don't have any 22 Magnum ammunition to demonstrate. So we'll do an update with the 22 mag portion of it at a later date and time. I thought I had some, I do not. So we're just going to be shooting 22 long rifle out of it today. We've got some bulk Remington Golden Bullet, some of the cheapest ammo you can get that we're going to shoot through it. Guys, I have probably put a couple thousand rounds through this and it doesn't get old. It's fun. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to shoot from 15 yards. I'm going to go ahead and hit that steel target with some primer, reset it, and we'll shoot a few cylinders through it and talk about it as we shoot it. Alright folks, we got the target set up, 15 yards. The steel has been primered. I got 6 rounds loaded up just to show you guys what I'm shooting. It's the old bucket of bullets. It's kind of my go-to. So most of the 22 I shoot is either out of this or my bolt action Ruger American. So finding something that cycles really isn't that hard. If I'm shooting a Ruger 1022, it doesn't really have too much of an issue with that either. So we'll go ahead, like I said, we'll shoot a few cylinders since it only holds 6 and it's single action. So here we go. I really missed one? Must have missed one. Alright, this is single action, so you have to manually eject each spent casing and load them in one at a time. Hard to believe that this was the pinnacle of firearms technology at one point. Guess I'm showing my age a little bit there. I know there's still a lot of folks that use single action revolvers and stuff, but this is the only single action I've got. Alright, 6 more. The sights on this are pretty much just a blade up front and a notch cut into the frame on the rear. So on the Facebook group for these, there's a Facebook group for everything. Some people that were having issues with their sights being off, to correct that, actually either filed or bent the front blade. I don't know, I'm not recommending that, I'm just answering a question before y'all ask it as far as adjustable sights. There are none. Which when we talk about what this is used for or what I use it for, just shed a little bit more light on that. So, alright, we'll do these 6 and then, we may back it up a little bit further. It's 2 I've missed now. Alright, so I think what we'll do now is we'll back up to 25 yards. I'll reprimer the steel. Well, I guess I need to show you the steel first. I'll show you the steel, then we'll back it up to 25 yards. Alright guys, there it is. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I realize that's not really a good group. I don't really have much to aim at on there. every time I go to the store, I keep forgetting to get some different color paint to kind of like paint myself a little dot in the center. So yeah, it's not great, but we're gonna go ahead. I'll hit that with a coat of primer and we'll back off 25 yards and see what we get there. All right, folks, we're back at 25 yards. Got my old trusty 25-yard tree there. So yeah, let's see what we get now. I did hit that steel with some primer. Just got some rounds in my pocket and see what we get. The loading process on these is definitely it's not fast at all. So, but it is a fun gun to shoot. I think it would be neat if they could have possibly crammed more than 6 rounds into the cylinder. When we go up close and I show you guys just how much space there is between each chamber in the cylinder, I think they could have got more in there, but I'm being finicky at this point, or nitpicky at this point. Alright, 6 more, here we go. Missed. 2 misses in a row. 3 misses in a row. Good Lord. Saw it hit the dirt, otherwise I would be thinking maybe I had a squib situation. See if we can redeem ourselves with another cylinder here. Because that was a poor showing right there. Alright, let's fire these 6 and see what we get. Alright, we'll fire 6 more and then we'll go back up top. Let you guys suffer through the whole tedious reloading process here. I'm not sure how much faster you could get at this if you practice it a lot, but I'm not very fast at it at all. Alright, last 6 and then we'll go back up there and do a close-up. Alright, let's go up close. Alright guys, here is the results at 25 yards. You can see it just kind of strung out through there, a little bit down low. Yeah, and I'll show you the sights close up and I'll let you guys figure out why it does that. Alright folks, there she is. Now I did leave the empty shell casings in it because I wanted to just demonstrate for those of you who may not know what the loading and unloading procedure is like. So go ahead and put the hammer on half cock, open up the loading gate. You can see this. Now what you have to do is line that up with this little housing here. Sorry, I get it in camera. And then you have this little ejector that you push down. So get it lined up, There goes. And you can see that ejector right there. Number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. So you can see each. And then, I mean, to load it, you just put one in, spin it, put one in, spin it, and do that for all 6. Close your loading gate, cock it, proceed to shoot. Or, and this particular one has a safety, you can go ahead and pull it back and drop the hammer down like that. So, single action revolver, chambered in 22 long rifle in this case, or 22 Magnum. Not a very expensive gun. I think they go for under $200 all day long. So I just pulled that cylinder retaining pin. The cylinder will actually just rotate right out like that. So super easy to change your cylinders out. No tools required. Now getting it back in can be a bit of a pain in the rear, especially doing it on camera. So let's see if I can figure this out here. Well, one thing's for sure, guys. You always get the unedited, real life. Oh, yeah, it'd be a little easier if the loading gate was open. So yeah, it's easier than I was making it look. So you just line that back up, take your cylinder retaining pin, work that back in. You might have to play with the cylinder just a little bit. There it goes. Push in until it clicks. Check your lockup. Make sure everything's good. And there you go. So these are routinely under $200. You can pick this one up whenever I got it for like $179, and it came with both cylinders. And it has been a remarkably fun little gun to shoot. This is the 6-inch barrel. They do have, I think, an 8-inch and then a 4. I'm not sure. They've got different barrel lengths. I'll put the link to Heritage Manufacturing's website in the description. But let's go back up top. Alright, so yeah, guys, this little gun has been just remarkably fun to shoot. It's good for kids that you're trying to get into shooting handguns, or for even adults that don't have much firearms experience. 22 is not that punishing. And you know, the benefit of using something like a single action for that is they're going to have to cock that hammer every single time. So it kind of slows them down just a little bit. I mean, you can shoot it pretty quick, I guess, but definitely not as fast as like a Walther P22 or another semi-auto. Craftsmanship on the gun, guys, I mean, it is a solid gun. I have no complaints. I've had 0 issues with it. Like I said, I have shot it a lot. It's just mindless afternoons, just ringing steel, shooting paper, carving out a ragged hole in some paper. This gun is just something really fun to shoot. Trigger pull on it is, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Grips are pretty nice. If you're used to single action revolvers, these probably will feel pretty familiar to you. They took some getting used to for me, but I'm a semi-auto guy, and the couple revolvers I do have, no grips like this. So that took some getting used to. The sights, I forgot to show you guys that close up, but you just have a blade up front and your notch. Of course, hammer has to be cocked. It's just over my shoulder like that, if you can see it. It's just cut into the frame, so it's very minimal sights, but they work okay, as you guys could see. I mean, we hit steel with them. Uses for this gun, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that this would probably be a recreational gun. I can't recommend this for self-defense, guys. Single action slows down your rate of fire, and 22, don't mean to start a war on that again, but it's just really not that good of a self-defense round, in my opinion. And if you were going to carry 22 because you couldn't get away with something bigger, this gun is not the answer, in my opinion. Now with some shot shells for snakes or whatever, good little property gun just to walk around the woods. I have used this to dispatch some critters that we trapped. We were having a pest problem, and this worked. Now I will say, if you're going to want ear pro, it's pretty loud, as you might expect from just being a revolver. it is pretty loud, even more so with the 22 Magnums, which I said I haven't shot that many through it. I haven't, but they are very, very loud coming out of here. Guys, for the price, this is a hard gun to beat. I mean, even if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't really have a specific use for that. Just shooting for fun, get a bucket of bullets in this and head out for the afternoon. And I guarantee you, if you're stressed out about something, you probably won't be by the time you head back in. So yeah, I'm gonna give the Rough Rider by Heritage Manufacturing out of Miami, Florida, no less, a solid recommendation. From what I've heard from other folks, their customer service is awesome. American company making a pretty decent product. So like I said, I'm gonna put their link in the description. Now, coming up on the screen, there's going to be a subscribe button. If you hit that, that helps me out so much as I'm trying to grow this channel and keep it going, and hopefully be able to continue to offer more and more on here. I'm also going to drop a link to my Patreon. If you guys are so inclined, that would be awesome. That would help me not have to make as many arguments to the wife about why I need such and such for the channel. I'm not going to beg you guys for money. If you feel like doing it, awesome. It really does mean a lot to me, and it does help us out here. If you don't, I get that. That's cool. So guys, take care, stay safe, keep shooting. I'll see you next time.